Yo guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to be taking a look at the Freevision Vilta-M Pro and the Vilta-SE. Stay tuned. Yo guys, so if you are new to this channel, I predominantly film all my videos with the cell phone and I love using gimbals. So if you're into that type of thing, consider hitting that subscribe button. But let's get to the business. All right, so we got two gimbals that I'm gonna be taking a look at. The first one, which was the one I was really interested in, was here, the M Pro. Now, I'm new to this company, but I'm not new to gimbals. And guys, when I saw when they sent the picture of this gimbal and I saw the buttons on the face, I was like, oh yes. It all here on the front. What I really enjoyed about this gimbal, it has all the manual control buttons right here. I got one for my ISO, exposure, shutter speed, and then they also have other ones to manual to move through the menu and stuff. Again, I also have a joystick, which I love having the joystick. Again, I'm not going to compare these gimbals against other gimbals, which a lot of people always want me to do. I'm not a tech channel guy, so I'm not going to do versus. I'm just going to tell you about the things that I like about each gimbal that I enjoy and the things I didn't enjoy. Also, there is a focus knob here, and there's another outer ring here which also has like another focus knob which you can use to select some of your settings and dial them in. Pretty cool. It's just it's nothing special. I mean, it's got the triggers here to select your modes, which I thought was pretty cool. It comes with the tripod, and the grip on here, super fantastic, guys. When I filmed it, if you haven't seen it, I have this video here that I filmed when I was in Hiroshima, and I was holding this thing all day long. Literally, I started filming at 7 in the morning and I didn't stop until almost 5 p.m. And honestly, with the battery, it held up. They say that the battery here, I got some specs here. They say that the battery can last up to 17 hours. I don't know, but I know I got at least 12 hours out of it. And Wi-Fi charging, which I ended up needing because my phone was dying quickly. So I threw the Wi-Fi charging on here, and I got about 12 hours at least out of it. You won't get the full 17, if you're using the Wi-Fi charging because it's pulling power from it, but it did hold up for the day for me. It also has the option to here, I can adjust this and put this into the portrait mode. One thing that I thought was pretty cool, I got when I'm not using the gimbal, I got a lock here. And then again, I got a lock here. So I got a lock here, and this is a full 360 head, but on the other one here, it locks here. So I thought that was really cool when I was walking, and when I wasn't filming, I would just lock everything, like boom, 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 lock everything. And I was just walking, and it was very convenient. One thing that I really enjoyed here, there's some preset buttons here. When it's connected with the app, I can preset my zoom or my focus and store it on A and store it on B. So when you want to do a rack focus, you just hit A and it'll rack focus, and you hit B and it'll go back. Very, very cool. This is one of the biggest features on here that I really enjoyed. It also has one for the zoom, but I really don't use digital zoom too much. You guys know that. But one thing that I only had to say that bummed me out about this was the app. The app was very unstable. To this day, they did have another update this morning. The little logo went from gray to yellow, so I knew that something happened and it did update. And then immediately I fired up the app and tried to run it. And for me, again, I like to do everything in manual mode. And when I got into the manual settings and got my shot set up and I hit record, I'll start recording, then I'll stop, and then boom, the app will crash. So, but it's the same sad story with almost every gimbal that I use, that we have some issues with the app. So nothing against Freevision, but it just seems to be designing apps for the Samsung or for the Android platform is a very difficult thing. I know that most gimbals, when they run the software on the iPhone, it's flawless. They have no issues because of a standardized, settings for the iPhone. unlike when you get to Android, there's so many different other manufacturers, and I don't know all about that app stuff, but I tend to know most of the apps run horrible on the Android side and they run extremely well on the iPhone side. So I'm not gonna really truly judge this gimbal based on its app, but hardware, this thing is fantastic. Appware, it needs some work. It may be different on the iPhone side. That's why in the future here, I'm thinking about purchasing an iPhone, or just so I can have both platforms to really give a true judgment on some of the apps. Although the Movi cinematic gimbal, probably one of the best apps that I've ever had with the gimbal. I mean, it never crashes. It's solid. They spent a lot of time on the app just like they did on the actual gimbal. So again, I would love to see more companies spend a little bit more time on their apps, because again, if I can't use the app, I can't use the features, and then the gimbal is just a gimbal, or I'm not really utilizing it. I'll be jumping to Filmic Pro, which I did in this video here. In my other video, I just jumped into Filmic Pro and used the gimbal. But enough of jibber jabber here. I want to show you guys a couple of the also features that this one had. There was one thing called a POV mode, where if I click it 4 times, the gimbal just moves. It's all the way to all of my settings, from pan, roll, everything. It's just like a free-forming mode, which is pretty good. So I'm gonna jump into that and show you guys some of the features with the app. Hopefully the app stays up and doesn't crash on me too much. And yeah, enough of the jibber jabber. Let's get into it. Alright guys, so I'm using the front-facing camera. I am using the stock app that it comes with, and I am actually using the facial tracker feature right now. So I'm just holding the gimbal normally. Let me just move it over here. Facial tracker's working pretty good so far. Like I said, when the app works, it's fantastic. Like right now, perfect. But 5 or 10 minutes from now, it's gonna be a different story. But face tracking, front facial camera, pretty good. Look at that. Pretty cool. Let's move on to some other features. Now again, this is pretty much the standard mode right here, where it's just one trigger. Basically my tilt is locked. If I click it 2 times, my tilt is unlocked. Sorry for the wind, guys, no mic today. And the pan is also moving. If I click it 3 times, 1, 2, 3, it basically straightens the gimbal out. But then if I click it 4 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, POV mode, it goes to any and all of my controls. Pretty cool. Check it out. Whoa. 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 That's pretty cool. POV mode. Click it. 1, 2, 3. Brings it back. 1, 2. Back to my pan. The pan is going and the tilt is locked. Now I'm using the motion tracker. I got it tracked onto this car. I'm just gonna walk in a straight line. I'm not moving the gimbal. The gimbal is totally going all the way around because it's 360. Woo, that was pretty cool. Now I am just using all of the stock settings right now. I'm using it in automatic mode. I noticed that it tends not to crash when I don't switch to manual mode. Unfortunately, I like using the manual mode, so when I do, it tends to crash. But other than that, it works pretty good. So far, it's only crashed on me once. I'm walking to school. It's about an 8-minute walk. So again, I tried to switch in the manual mode and then it crashed. But I'm using the facial front tracking again. Pretty cool. Pretty happy with it. Also, here on the knob, I can use the focus knob here. You can see I'm focusing. It's out of focus. I'll just slightly bring it into focus. Very cool. And if I press the button on the FZ button, I can switch that to zoom. And I get the digital zoom, which I'm not a big fan of, but it's there. But I really like the focus. So check this out. I can do this here. Like say, let me get this in frame. I basically can lock let's get it in focus. And if I hold the A button down, it sets a preset. Then I'm going to put it to my B, which will be out of focus. Let's go there. Set my B. Now if I tap A, boom, it puts it in focus. Very cool, very cool. Object tracking on the fountain, super fantastic. Just got it locked on solid. Again, I haven't tweaked any of the settings, so I notice it stays okay if I leave the phone in automatic mode, but when I want to switch to manual mode, it tends to crash. Again, I've got it locked on the flower here in auto tracking mode. Check that out. Just nice and smooth. Nice and smooth. Look at that. All the way to the end. Let's go back over the top of it. Object tracking is solid, guys. Again, I haven't switched to manual mode. Every time I go to manual mode, it crashes. I just wanted to quickly run down a couple of little stats here for you guys. The Pro is probably going for about, it looks like 150 bucks. I would, you know, if you were into mobile filmmaking and you're very serious and you like to film in manual mode, I would suggest you definitely look at the M Pro. If you're just a weekend warrior person, you know, you're going to the beach, you're doing family stuff, and you just want your video to be stabilized, I will definitely look at the, the SE, I think. I don't want to get these names wrong here. It would be the SE, and that's looking at about 100 bucks. So again, this one also has the little knob here on the side, which is really cool to dial in some shots and kind of get, you know, be hands-free a little bit. It is a little bit smaller. Now, one thing that I did like about the M Pro, we're looking at max payload was, let me see here again, that is going to be, the SE is going to be 255 grams, 275 on the M. And that's the difference between me able to leave my phone in the case and put it inside there and boom, it can handle it. Versus the SE, I really had to take my cell phone case out. Actually, it wouldn't even mount inside there with the cell phone case, because it looks like on the SE, we're looking at 58 to 89 millimeters of how far it can open, where on the Pro, it can go from 50 to 90. So that 92, again, I had my cell phone in the case mounted inside this gimbal, which is really cool. And it gives me a little bit extra when I take the case out, I'm able to clip on my my ND filter, which I like to use a lot. So all right, guys, that's gonna pretty much wrap it up for this video. Again, if you guys are looking into getting the gimbal, I would definitely check this out. They have two series, the SE and the M Pro. Like this says, the Pro, it gives you a lot more standardized you know, settings and stuff like that. It's just very cool. So enough of my jibber jabber. Stay tuned. I got some other stuff coming up here. I got, you know, it's springtime here. The weather's getting nice and it's getting me motivated to get out and film. So stay tuned. Patrick LeVar, smash that like button, share it to a friend, and all that social media garbage. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace. Keep filming. Let me shamelessly plug the new shirt design. I'll have the link in the description, guys. Mobile filmmaker, get your shirt now. See ya.